I'm Ted Keys in Pasadena, California. Welcome to my Tuesday conference call, a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top-producing freight agents. Go to tedkeysonline.com for complete call information. Then join us weekly to see new, serious, struggling, and experienced sales professionals move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. So watch my recorded call topic highlighted there on your screen right now. Then go to tedkeysonline.com and hear more podcasts, read more blog posts, watch more videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. Enjoy watching and applying my Tuesday conference call. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody out here, and then we'll get going on my call today. Hello and welcome to my Tuesday conference call. I'm Ted Keys, your top freight agent training expert here in Pasadena, California. This is a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top-producing freight agents at 2 p.m. Pacific Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. On the call today, I'll show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call today, go to my website, tedkeysonline.com, to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. When you arrive at my Freight Sales Success Store today, you'll see a host of products available there for purchase. First one you'll see available is my flagship product. That is my Freight Sales Success Guide, typically for beginner and struggling freight agents. If you're searching for that daily motivation, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Daily motivation to set goals, to achieve them, to pick up the phone daily and connect and build relationships with the marketplace, then opt for my Freight Sales Success Quotes. And if you're searching for those specific skills, and there are many skills, many individual skills required to be successful in this profession, then opt for my Freight Sales Success Skill. I highly recommend each one of these products, available for purchase today in my Freight Sales Success Store. And while you're there taking in all this free information, just go to my contact page. Click on the contact link at the top of any page, click on that, listen to my video there, and enter your contact details. By doing that, you'll receive my weekly email invite to this and every call. Along with that, you'll receive the attachments that I go over on each and every call. Also, just by opting in on my contact page there, you're going to receive my free report, 11 Ways Freight Agents Will Increase Their Income. And believe me, when you follow these, you will increase your income. Again, just start with one and work your way up. Although, as I said, 11 ways freight agents will increase their income. This attachment, this free report, has been downloaded thousands of times before. And if you have any questions today after the call, any questions regardless of what it is, or specifically, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Today's training topic is, this is your freight sales motivation. One more time, this is your freight sales motivation. So for any of you that are on my contact list, or for each of those that are on my contact list, go to any one of those email invites that I sent you today and scroll down to the bottom. We're going to go over those attachments. Again, those attachments are free. Once you opt in onto my email contact list, we're going to go over those attachments today. There will be a total of 10 to get us going on me explaining to you, this is your freight sales motivation. This is your freight sales motivation. So let's talk about motivation. If there's one thing that you require to get up off the ground and moving, building your freight sales business, is you require motivation. So let's go ahead and open up that first attachment there. Just scroll down to any one of those invites that I sent you today. Open up that first attachment and we're going to go over that. So as I was saying earlier, you require motivation. I mean, even if you're going to work out today, you've got to motivate yourself, just like you require motivation to do any task that you have. So you're going to clean your house. So you're going to, as I said, go for a run, go for a walk. It requires motivation. Now, depending on how you're feeling, you may require a lot more motivation compared to if you're feeling great and ready to go, it's going to require a little motivation. But either way, to build your freight sales business from the get-go, from the ground up, especially if you have no experience or if you've got a little, say you're a truck driver and you've just started in this profession, you require motivation to build your business. So let's talk about motivation. Let's go ahead and open up that first attachment and I'll go over these attachments one by one. So that first attachment reads, taking the required steps to live your dreams and to do what you desire in life will cost you. Again, taking those steps to live your dreams and do what you require and desire in life will cost you. It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you time, it's going to cost you effort, it's going to cost you money. You'll have to work hard and make sacrifices to keep learning and growing, and most important, changing. Not only changing your mindset, but changing what you lack into required and desired skills to actually take and apply toward this profession. My question to you is this: are you willing to pay that price? There is definitely a price to be paid here to become successful in this profession. I'll ask you it again. Are you willing to pay that price? Now, know this, and this is so important. Most individuals that come to me, and in general, most will not pay that price. They just won't. That's just how our society and culture works. Most desire success. Most have this yearning to be successful, to do whatever it is that they feel inside. The question is, will you do what's required to be successful? Here's the end point. Most won't. Most will not do what's required to be successful, whatever it is that they're yearning to do. My last question is, will you? Will you do what's required to be successful? Will you take the tools that I'm going to provide to you, some free of charge? Will you get on every conference call Tuesday after Tuesday? Will you do what's required to be successful? That is my main question to you. Here's the thing, only you can answer it. Will you do what's required? Let's go ahead and open attachment number 2, provided there at the bottom of your email invite today. Let's talk about the three essentials for business success. There are 3 main ones. 3 essentials for business success, and you'll see that at the top of that list is what we're going to talk about today. It's motivation, then there's goals. Once you're motivated, you have to set goals. Once you've set those goals, you have to apply those goals to a system. A system. You're going to take those goals, you're going to take your motivation, set your goals, take all that and apply that to a successful freight sales system, which I provide, either whether you're with our office or if you're already a current freight agent and you're struggling, then go ahead and go to my Freight Sales Success store and purchase those products that I went over today, especially that Freight Sales Success Guide. So you're going to take your motivation, you're going to take your goals, and you're going to apply them to systems that I've already set up. Those are 3 essentials for business success. First one being motivation. We're going to continue talking about motivation as you go ahead and open up that 3rd attachment that I provided there down at the bottom. And let's talk about motivation. There's 3 types of motivation. So not only are there 3 essential systems for business success, There's three types of motivation. Motivation that you have to, again, recondition your mind and really find out, why are you doing this? What motivates you to become a successful freight sales agent? For some of you truck drivers, you've heard how well freight agents do, how much money they make. Well, believe me, the top 3% make money. All the rest make nothing. Why? Because they don't motivate themselves and they don't follow through. However, let's talk about three forms of motivation. Your first form of motivation is your spiritual motivation. Now for me, my spiritual motivation comes from the Bible. It comes from the Bible. So let me ask you a question. What do you suppose is the #1 bought and read book in the world? Answer, it's the Bible. So if it's so popular, and believe me, I read it, I utilize it because I believe in it, if I do that, I am going to share it with you. So first form of motivation, spiritual. I get my spiritual motivation from the Bible. I'm letting you know this up front right away. Second form of motivation is mental motivation. Mental motivation. Now, how do we change and develop and increase our mental motivation? Well, you can do this from a number of different ways. First of all, you can get self-help books, okay? And these are available everywhere. You know, there are so many different authors that teach you how to motivate yourself. So there are self-help books. Now for me personally, hey, I mentioned my freight sales success quotes earlier for sale in my freight sales success store. To me, that's a self-help book. My freight sales success skills is a self-help book. My freight sales success guide is a self-help book. There are training CDs. These are available everywhere. There's also training DVDs and movies. Again, I'll bring up my own training, my freight sales training, both specifically for me on my podcasts, my blog posts, and my videos. And there's educational TV. I mean, there's educational TV everywhere that you can utilize to motivate yourself. However, I do recommend that you watch no news shows. Do not watch any news shows. If you want to get tripped up in your motivation and in your ladder to success, just watch just watch news shows. Believe me, it's all drama and chaos. Okay, it's geared for you to tune in and basically watch all the negative that's going on in the world today. Trust me. When you do that, you're going to be tripped up and you're going to wonder, why am I doing this when all this negative stuff is going on in the world today? So educational TV, leave out any related type of news show. One second here. Third type of motivation for you to generate is physical motivation. What is physical motivation? Basically, it's a routine exercise program. Even if you start walking every day, whether it be for a quarter mile, half a mile, a couple miles, whatever it is, start doing something to get your body in a physical routine. You'll be amazed at what happens as you become more and more healthy. So three forms of motivation. There's spiritual, there's mental, and there's physical. Make sure, I say it again, make sure you work and you develop and you increase and you increase all three forms of motivation. Let's move on to that fourth attachment down at the bottom of your email invite today. So let's talk about motivation more in depth. On this attachment, I'm going to go over 8 motivation tips. 8 motivation tips specifically designed for freight agents. These are motivation tips specifically designed for freight agents. Apply them and you'll see your motivation increase, where you actually set goals and you use my systems to accomplish those goals. So let's talk about these 8 motivation tips for freight agents. The first motivation tip is set goals that you will accomplish. Let me say that again. Set goals. Set your goals that you will actually accomplish. If you come into this, let me give you an example. If you come into this profession and you write down this goal, make $1 million first year. I guarantee you almost to 99.9% that you will not accomplish it. Why? Because you have to go through this system of changing to get to that point. So my first tip is set goals that you will accomplish. Let me give you a little more detail there. You're not creating a wish list, okay? This is not a wish list. You're creating a success plan. Motivation builds when you have a clear understanding of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what it is you're working to accomplish. The most successful freight sales agents are those who clearly understand their why. So I ask you personally, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Okay. Once you figure out your why, then you require motivation to continue in the process. So tip number one, set goals that you'll accomplish. Tip number two is devise a plan of action. Okay, once you've accomplished tip number one, tip number two is devise a plan of action. Once goals are established, once you've written them down and they're accomplishable, break each one down into weekly and daily action steps that you check off as you complete them. Okay, these are daily, weekly action steps. Review your progress as you're going along. Celebrate your achievements. Oh, how important that is. Successes build momentum and are great motivators to keep you going. So tip number two is devise a plan of action. Tip number three is to time block your day. Time block your day. What do I mean by that? Well, blocking or compartmentalizing tasks into single chunks assist in pushing through days when you feel slow and undermotivated. Let me give you an example of this. When making your daily cold calls, set aside 15 minutes to dial a certain number and then move on to the next 15-minute task. Splitting up your daily goals into small doable tasks lessens resistance and your ability to finish them becomes more realistic. So tip number three is time block your day. Take your tasks and time block them throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month. Tip number four is reach out to other entrepreneurs. Boy, if you want to get motivated by other individuals, then reach out to other entrepreneurs, specifically freight sales agents. If you're with our office and you've signed up with us, well, who do you think is going to motivate you the best here? Yes, you're looking at them. That's me, Ted Keys, 626-309-9141. Working from your home is isolating, no doubt about it, so a great support network, online or off, keeps your motivation high and provides a boost of energy that gets you through the day. Networking with other agents or self-employed individuals, just reach out to others. You've got so many forms of social media now. Again, if you're with our office, I'm your main one to network with. Share your challenges, share your strategies and methods of motivation with these folks that you connect with. Networking with others reminds you of why you got into the business initially and keeps motivation at an all-time high, and it keeps it flowing. It keeps your motivation flowing. Stay abreast of my webinars, my conference calls, to develop your sales skills to keep you continually sharp. So, tip number four, reach out to other entrepreneurs. Tip number five is to start and stay healthy. I talked about that earlier. The third form of motivation is devising a exercise program. Tip number five to keep motivated is just what I said, start and stay healthy. Sitting for long times is a detriment to staying healthy. It drains your energy and contributes to weight gain. A sick and tired body can't maintain a motivated and productive lifestyle. I mean, it's just that simple. So set a time each day to get in at least 30 minutes of physical activity. This assists your body in releasing more endorphins, a natural feel-good hormone that increases energy and motivation. Tip number five is start and stay healthy. Tip number six is to dress for success. Tip number six is to dress for success. Although working from home gives you the ability to spend your day in pajamas, it doesn't mean that you should. Wearing the right clothes can be a confidence booster and motivator as well. If you desire to make $1 million, then dress like a millionaire. If you just get up, throw on your pajamas, throw on your sweats, believe me, that is not how a millionaire dresses. A millionaire at least puts on a nice t-shirt, nice shorts, nice socks, nice pair of shoes. And remember, just because you're isolated doesn't mean you work in your pajamas. So tip number 6 is dress for success. Tip number 7 could not be this could not be a more important tip, and that is to read my Bible Insight. Read my Bible Insight. This is something when you're on my contact list that you receive every single morning, 5 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock, I take it back, 5 o'clock Pacific time and 8 o'clock Eastern time. Hey, daily quotes are great motivators when you read them over and over. If you're searching for daily motivation, then read my Insight. That will land in your LDI Gmail account early every morning. Again, my motivation, as I said earlier, comes from the Bible. That's what you will read. You'll read Bible verses that will most definitely motivate you to the highest levels. That's tip number 7. Tip number 8 is to never, ever, ever, ever quit. Don't ever quit this process. Why start something and not finish it? Train yourself to finish what you start. Train yourself to finish what you start. Visualize that end goal. If you refuse to quit until you've done, you'll cross the finish line and discover that you've got what it takes to be that success in this industry and in this profession. So number 8, motivator number 8 is to never, ever, ever quit. 8 motivation tips to stay motivated. Tip number 1, set goals that you'll accomplish. Tip number 2, devise a plan of action. Tip number 3, time block your day. Tip number 4, reach out to other entrepreneurs. Tip number 5 is to start and stay healthy. Tip number 6 is to dress for success. Tip number 7 is to read my Bible Insight. Tip number 8 is to never, ever, ever quit. 8 motivation tips for you to stay motivated, for freight sales agents to stay motivated on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly level. Let's move on to attachment number 4 there. Attachment number 4 reads real plain and simple. It's motivation that gets you going. It's discipline that keeps you growing. Motivation is a starting point. Again, as I said earlier, why are you doing this? Why are you in this freight sales profession? Once you figure out why it is, once you figure out your why, then you're going to set your goals and motivate yourself to move on to the actual skills that's required to persevere on a daily level. So motivation is the starting point. Motivation will get you going. It's discipline. It's the daily disciplines that will keep you going. Motivation gets you going. Discipline keeps you growing. Plain and simple. Let's move on to attachment number 5, that next free attachment that I provided for you down at the bottom of my invite, my email invite today. And that is, we're going to go over some points to remember. Some points to remember as not only to get you going, but also as you're making contact with the marketplace, because you must make contact with individuals to be successful in this profession. So remember point number 1. Remember when you're calling your prospects and customers that your attitude, your daily attitude, is everything about everything. When you go into a call, you better have the right attitude. Not only does that set yourself apart, but your attitude starts here and then ends up here. If your attitude is right, it's your hands, the rest of you, that's going to follow through with the success that you're searching for. So remember when you're calling your prospects and customers that your attitude is everything about everything. Make sure that everything you do on a daily basis, you have a great, proper, correct, successful attitude while you're doing it. Let's move on to attachment number 7, I believe it is. Attachment number 7 reads, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, as I said earlier about your attitude, don't be boring like the next guy. Don't be boring like every other freight sales agent there is out there. Be different. And I'll say it again, your attitude is a starting point. Don't be boring. Don't go into a call saying, well, this is Ted, gee, who am I with? Logistic Dynamics. Going with confidence, going with gusto, going with verve, going with some power into each and every call, because that's what's going to get attention. If you just go in sounding like every other freight sales agent that calls the marketplace, that calls the shipping decision maker that you're calling, you're going to get hung up on. So don't be boring like the next guy. Be different. Sound different. When you do things differently and you sound differently, you'll get the required attention that you not only deserve, but also attention that's required for people to stay on the phone and you connecting with. Let's move on to attachment number 8. Attachment number 8 reads, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, that anything worth doing is worth doing every day. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, that anything worth doing is worth doing every day. You must repeat these same skills on a daily basis. If you don't do it, you just won't be successful. So anything worth doing, you have to do it every day. Let me say it again. Anything worth doing is worth doing every single day. Anything worth doing is worth doing every day. You must take these skills, take the system that I've provided, just put it into the skill set, into the skill system, into the system that I've provided, and keep doing these processes every single day and climb. You'll see yourself climb that ladder as you do them every single day. Let's move on to attachment number 9, folks. Attachment number 9 reads, remember. I can't express how important these documents are, especially they're free. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, be prepared for rejection. Be prepared when people give you objections. No matter how bad it is, just keep on going no matter what. No matter what happened to you today. Somebody hung up on you, somebody, hey, stayed on the phone with you. We have a tendency to focus on the negative. Okay, well, trust me, as you go along every day, some positive things are going to happen. And when that happens, focus on the positive. But regardless of what happens, just remember that you have to be prepared for rejection. You have to be prepared for objections. People will object to you calling them and, in their mind, wasting your time. You have to give them a reason why they should stay on the phone with you. Regardless, no matter how bad it is, no matter how good it is, okay? Keep on going no matter what happens. You're gonna face rejection. You're gonna face objections in this profession. Regardless of what happens, just remember, nobody is reaching through the phone, through this object here that you're connecting with and grabbing you, okay? You're totally safe. So, no matter how bad it is, keep on going no matter what happens. Let's talk about our 10th attachment that I provided for you. They're free of charge. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, 5 things, all right? 5 things to stop doing right now, all right? 5 things to stop doing right now. Once you stop doing these things, you will stay motivated. You'll continue in this process. You'll continue in the system that I've provided. But in order for you to be successful, along with so many other things, you've got to stop doing these 5 things. The first thing you have to stop doing is stop attempting to please everybody. Stop attempting to please everybody. This is typically for the folks that are directly around you. Family members, spouses, kids. Stop attempting to please everybody. Once you stop doing that, you'll stop attempting to please your customers, especially when they make. When I say your customers, I mean your customers and your prospects. Stop pleasing everybody. Now, yes, your customers, your prospects, You've got to please them. You've got to follow through with what you've promised to do. But everybody else, stop attempting to please everybody. The second thing that you have to stop doing is stop fearing change, okay? If you're by being successful in this process, you're going to go from this level to this level, and to get from this level to this level, you are going to go through so much change that your body and your mind is not going to want to go through. But the more you force yourself through it, the better off you'll be. So stop fearing change. You must change your mindset and your skill set to get from here to there. Third thing you have to stop doing. 3 things you have to stop doing. Number 3 is stop living in the past. Stop focusing on your past failures. It's it. If you keep focusing on the junk and the drama and the chaos, that's what happened in your previous life, you will never advance forward. So the third thing you have to stop doing is stop living in the past. Fourth thing you have to stop doing is putting yourself down. Stop putting yourself down, plain and simple. Stop telling yourself that you can't do this. Start telling yourself that you can do this. Start, reiterating that day after day after day. But the most important thing is to stop putting yourself down. That's point number 4. Point number 5 is to stop overthinking and stop overanalyzing everything. Okay? Stop overthinking, stop overanalyzing. Just start, get in the process, keep going every single day, and you'll be amazed at the success that you have in this profession. I cannot stress how important that is. Again, these are today's attachments that we went over, 3 attachments that we went over today on my topic. This is your freight sales motivation. This is your freight sales motivation. Can't express how important it is that you come in every day, show up with the proper motivation level. In concluding my call today, I'll say it again. Do you have a desire to receive those free email invites that I provide on each and every call? Then go to my website, tedkeysonline.com/contacts, and enter your contact details. By doing that, you'll receive my weekly email invite to this and every call. Do you have any questions? Again, do you have any questions about today's call? What I went over about motivation is so important. It's so important that you motivate yourself the correct way. Or more importantly, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me, Ted Keys, a call. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic for today, motivation. Take these skills, apply them. You'll be amazed at what happens to your results. Thank you so much for joining me today on my Tuesday conference call. I'll see you next week, same time at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, where I share with you yet another great topic for you to utilize free of charge and be on your way to becoming the success that you desire. Take care. God bless. I'll see you all next week on my Tuesday conference call. Bye-bye. You've just taken a tremendous step forward by watching and applying my Tuesday conference call highlight. Do you desire to earn and learn with our top freight team and Christian-based office? Yes? We're searching for a self-starter who's serious, motivated, and ready to take action right now. Is that you? Go to tedkeysonline.com/contacts and enter your contact details. We provide top-notch freight agent sales training to you. Then you deliver those same skills with confidence to the freight industry marketplace. I'll talk to you soon.